good evening, fellow creators. Welcome to the Content Creators Toastmasters Club. I am Lireva Inostroza, your Toastmaster of the day. So I will share with you the main thing is our mission about our club. So we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which content creators are empowered to develop exceptional communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater confidence, creativity, and success in their digital endeavors. So now I would like to invite just our guest. In our case, is uh, our guest speaker. So Kaitie, I think I hope to pronounce well, to introduce herself just very briefly, 1 to 2 minutes to tell us about you.
Yeah, so my name is Kaitie. I am a nurse and a yoga instructor, and I really believe in the power of the philosophy of yoga, right? So breathing, groundedness, centeredness, and that kind of just shows up in our expression. So I utilize that in everything that I do, from my patient care all the way to what I create in this life for myself. I am like you guys. I want to actually dive into some creation, content creation as well. So this is something that I do all the time, just kind of get into that space.
Wonderful. But welcome to our yes, we do clap like this here. So welcome to our club, and I am looking forward to hear your speech. So now let's continue. So the time of today, the theme is something related at what you're doing. So mindfulness and meditation for content creators. So this is a topic that couldn't be more relevant in our fast-paced digital world. As a content creators, we are constantly juggling, multiple platforms, deadlines, and the pressure to stay creative. It's easy to get caught into the rush of notifications, analytics, and content schedules. But here's a thought. What is what if we could create better content by doing less? What if taking a mindful pause could spark more creativity than endless scrolling? Throughout tonight's meeting, we'll explore how mindfulness and meditation can enhance our creative process and maintain our mental well being in the demanding world of content creation. So, before we dive into the roles and speech, I like to share a quick mindful exercise. So, let's take a deep breath together. But let's take three. What about that? So let's start with our first breath. We can breathe in slowly, breathe out slowly. Breathe in slowly, breathe out slowly. Breathe in slowly, breathe out slowly. Oh, beautiful. Thank you. So now I would like to invite our club president to introduce the word of the day. Jenna, please.
Thank you, Lereva, Madam Toastmaster. For today, our word of the day is mindfulness. And thank you for having us pause and take a deep breath, because that is definitely something I know that I need to remind myself more of during the day. And I love that question that you posed. What if sometimes doing less actually can lead to more? That is something I'm really going to be thinking about. And with that, we're going to think about the word mindfulness. It is a noun, and there are a couple of definitions that we have here. One is the quality or state of being conscious or aware of something. And the sentence is their mindfulness of the the wider cinematic tradition, so being aware. And then the other one is a mental state achieved by focusing one's awareness on the present moment while calmly acknowledging and accepting one's feelings, thoughts, and bodily sensations used as a therapeutic technique. And I just want you to think about that word mindfulness, think about how it applies in your life, how it applies to content creation. And anytime throughout this meeting, I will encourage you to use that word. And here at Content Creators, we just like to celebrate. We do our celebrations with our little sign language clap, or sometimes we take our reactions and we'll do celebrations in our Zoom.
Oh, it's true. We love that.
So with that, let's be mindful of how we are incorporating the word of the day, mindfulness, throughout this meeting. Back to you, Loreva.
Thank you so much, Jenna, for yes, for giving us the definition of mindfulness and how we can use it for in our meeting tonight. And yes, so now we have another section that is content creation celebration. You almost mentioned it too. So I wonder who would like to celebrate something about the process or something that I learned or any success in content creation. Jenna, Kaitie, if someone wants to celebrate something.
And we do have somebody coming in, so
Okay.
if it's okay,
Yes,
well,
let's go.
welcome. Welcome, Peter.
Hi there.
Thanks for joining us. Are you here for the first time?
I am, yes.
Yes. And what got you interested? I'm Jenna Picata. I'm the president of Content Creators Toastmasters. What brought you here today?
Oh, well, I got an email and I'm part of the group there. So I've always been interested in Toastmasters and this seemed like, and I also work in marketing, so I'm a bit of a content creator. So
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us. You just joined us at the part where we're doing any content creation celebration. So if you have anything that you've done in this past week or even in this month that has content creation related, we'd love to celebrate you. Is there anything that has happened?
not this month, no, but I do a variety of different things. I'm a writer. I'm also I'm a video producer and a marketing manager in at a large technology company.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Mhm.
And I do have a celebration. I have been really working on this idea of taking the hero's journey. And then there's something in education called Universal Design for Learning. And they came out with some new guidelines this year where the goal in education, if according to Universal Design for Learning, is learner agency. So it's really about getting students to tap into who they are and by knowing who you are, then you know who you are as a learner. And then we're trying to get students to make those choices for themselves so they can take agency over their learning. And so I've been connecting this idea with that idea of the hero's journey in overcoming challenges and identifying barriers and overcoming challenges and really, really reaching the goals with the supports that they need. And so my kind of celebration is that I've done just recently I did 2 presentations, and I have one bigger one where I'm really refining that idea. So I'm close to having that presentation done, and I'm going to be presenting it in 2 weeks. So that is my big win, and hopefully I would love to turn that into either a book or a podcast or something more, because I'm realizing how important that is.
Congratulations, Jenna. That is a beautiful, beautiful content creation, or really beautiful success to share with everyone, or everyone here. Thank you. And I hope if it's a book, let me know. I want to read it. Thank you so much. So now let's continue from our other section, the content creation tip. And for that, I would like to invite our guest, Kaitie. Pronunciation getting there. Don't be shy. You can correct me. I want to get it.
Kaitie. Just think of a kite flying in the sky.
Kaitie.
Kaitie.
Okay. Kaitie, thank you. Yes, Kaitie, welcome with your content creation tip.
Yeah, hi. So yes, my name is Kaitie. So when Jenna had asked me about what to, I thought it'd be great to start mindfulness with a meditation. So we'll go ahead and do a meditation, and then we'll kind of move into a little exercise that I personally do all the time to help me get really grounded in myself, so that I can create from a space of authenticity. Because personally, I feel like when you're creating from that space, it feels the most easy, right? And it'll feel just safe and very confident, I guess, that I would say. Not saying that you always have to be in that space to create, but
yeah, great. By the way, I've also been trained in transcendental meditation and
oh, I love that. That's great. Do you utilize it a lot?
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Every day.
Great. Oh, good. You must be a very tranquil man then. Yeah. At times, right? Awesome. Okay, so Jenny, if you want to go ahead and you can play the music. I am currently on my so go ahead and just kind of get really comfortable. So wherever you are, however it feels comfortable, just get into a position that works for you. So you could be seated or camera off if you like. Just allowing the space to be truly yours. And then be sitting down or laying on your back. Like it's not going to be too long, but it might be a little bit longer than some people may like. So go ahead and gently close our eyes. And then flow your awareness inward. Tuning into your inner peace, your inner experience of the breath and the body at this time. Invite yourself to take 3 deep cleansing breaths. Thinking about breathing in through your nose, and maybe a soft exhale through the nose as well. Feeling the belly and the rib cage expand fully and contract fully. Deep breathe in and out. And when you are at your last exhalation, let your breath flow however it feels comfortable. Just reveling in every inhalation and letting go of every exhalation. Invite your muscles to relax, the ones that you don't need to use right now. Begin to become a little bit more aware of the weight of the gravity around us and how it anchors you to your own experience right now. So I want you to go ahead and imagine yourself dropping an anchor. You may picture a giant iron metal device, heavy and sinking into the core of the earth, locking you into your place. Feel yourself as anchored into the core, really grounded into the earth, connecting to it fully. Let's take that anchoring sensation even further now. Imagining the bottom of your body all the way to your toes, transforming into tree trunk. Feeling the roots breaking through the earth, spreading wide, far, and deep. Let the roots start to wrap around that anchor, that core piece. Visualizing the roots spreading wide as well. Feel the roots pulling up that anchor's energy. I'd like you to envision a color, any color that you like, traveling up those roots into your physical form. Feeling yourself heavy and grounded like the anchor, but ready to express. Imagine that bright light washing over the earth, washing over you and all those rooted. As you vibrate with oneness, with this white light, you begin to welcome your truest self in flow, in root, in firmness. Spend a few more breaths relaxing and allowing this experience to be. Releasing and relaxing into this experience. Needing to not prove or do anything else other than to relax and enjoy this moment, the right now. Let this be enough for you. Trust in knowing you are grounded in what you created. Taking a couple more breaths here, in through your nose. A soft, gentle exhale through the nose. You can stay here as long as you need. But when you are ready to carry this feeling with you into the world around you, do so by taking your time, moving as you feel called. And when you're ready, you can flutter your eyes open.
Wow, that was a beautiful, beautiful meditation. Thank you so much. It was wonderful.
How does
Yes.
everyone feel?
That was a very interesting one. I mean, the thinking of the weight and the roots and then the light. I don't know, there was something that happened when with that transition that just made me feel lighter and ready to be here and be present.
Yeah. I know for me, I kind of anytime I think about light traveling up, and I think that of that as like our expression, and so it oftentimes really excites me, and it's so beautiful to see that anchor and the rooting, right? Because we are tied to our core, which is our anchor, and then the energy coming from that anchor is what's going to shine out into the world. So I think that's the beautiful part about it. So yeah, sorry if there was some interesting wording there, but I wrote this a little earlier today. So yeah, so I hope you guys feel really light and just excited about what you guys can do. Um, and now that we feel a little bit more settled and centered, I am gonna have us do like a little bit of a exercise that can support us from that meditation into a little bit more of what we can see and hold on to in words, and then how we can express that into our creation. Um, so I have a question. So what do you guys feel when you are grounded? So like even in this moment, right? We feel a little bit more grounded. What do you feel coming up for you? What's showing up?
For me, I just it's more relaxed, and I can feel sometimes my body really how it feels is relaxed, or if I am in pain in the back or something like that. So I feel well, if it really goes into more deeper, I can let it go. But if not, I just feel how I am feeling, how tired or how well. Now I am feeling well, energetic, and I can feel the energy now, very awake, very, very energetic. So, yeah.
Yeah. If no one else has anything to share, I can kind of say what I thought of when I was asking myself that question earlier. And for me, stable and safe showed up, and honest and clear, kind of like the idea of the letting go, right? So for me, like when you get to connect and you feel grounded in yourself, we get to be clear and connected to our mind and our body. And for me, it feels like home, right? And so I asked the other side of the question, which would be, what do you feel when you're not grounded, right? Does anyone want to share how they would feel if, like, I guess, like when you feel misaligned, I guess would be another term for it. Um, I know for me, it shows up as flighty, a little lost, maybe a little unsettled, right? And then when I was thinking about um, this club, and the idea of creation is like indecisiveness, right? Kind of like a fork in a road, and you're unable to figure out which side you want to go. Both may be great, but you can't make that decision, right? And then same thing with content creators and the idea of comparison, right? That person's doing the same thing I'm doing. Oh, I have imposter syndrome, all these things that can kind of come up in that space as well. And then obviously there could be external pressures from, the people around us, and like the social stereotypes that happen. And so if you like compare the two, obviously one feels a little bit better than the other, right? And so the idea of mind being really mindful and coming to a place, that idea of like pause is really, really important. And so the activity that I want us to go ahead and try doing is basically core value work. And so we in this moment, we want to create the pause that allows us to kind of get rid of the deadlines. Granted, a pause can be in our timeline of things that we need to do, but maybe we need to incorporate it a little bit more so that we are being the most authentic self, and our creating gifts and creating our content that are really aligned to us. So with this activity, I want you to go ahead and think of 20 words that are values that you hold dear. And I can give you some examples. So things that I've written down is gratitude, curiosity, compassion, kindness. It could be travel. It could be fun, adventure. It could be wealth, abundance. It could be even education. So it could be person, place, or thing, really. So go ahead and just take a couple moments to write down 10, maybe 15, 20, if you can get there.
I'm also dropping in the chat a place where you can find a list of some values if you just need to spark some words.
Yes. Oh, I love that.
Like when you said 20, I'm like, I don't know if I could come up with 20 words, but a list helps me. So I'm gonna look through this. Let's see.
Yeah, that's great. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's very good.
Yeah, I know sometimes it's hard. I know like when Inside Out came out, they talked a lot about how people didn't could maybe name 5 emotions. And so it's nice to be able to have something to look at and use those.
I was going to use the word tranquility, which is not on this list, but
yeah,
you can make up your own.
Make up your own.
Yeah, I did my own. I didn't read that one because I wanted to get it from here.
Yeah,
I got it. Yeah.
And you can also, obviously take more time. You can refine this, later. And what I was telling Jenna was like, I do this multiple times a year because life happens, and we change, we grow, we learn. So what's really cool about this activity, you'll also start to see it evolve and change with time. And it could be from month to month, So yeah, so do this often if you can. If you ever feel stuck, I think that's like a good time to do it. Okay, so after you've done your 15, 20 or whatever you did, and we'll go ahead and narrow it down to 10 that are more important to you. So you can either, if you did do a full 20, maybe you'll star this one, star the ones that are more important to you at this time. And we are going to get down to the nitty gritty at some point, and we are going to bring it down to 5. So in those 10, you might want to think about the 5 that you think are most important, but step by step is always nice too. So. Jenna, is the music still going?
Oh, here, let me see.
I was just thinking, like, hey, why not?
I turned it way down. Can you hear it?
Yeah, that's a nice choice.
Okay, there you go.
Perfect. It could be non-tranquil music too. It could be,
Okay, let's see.
if you haven't started to narrow it down to 5, go ahead and do that as well.
It's tough to keep it to 5,
It's totally yes, because yeah.
So it's really the
you can
top
have
5.
more than 5. You can have more than 5. It's fine. Sometimes
I would put in the priorities, okay.
Yeah. Like I said, this is. I always say this about the work that we do or whatever. It's a piece of paper, so you can always revisit it again if you're not happy with it. Tear it up, do it again. Okay, perfect.
I think I got it. The 5. I put like a priorities because I have the 7. Like okay.
Yeah. Okay, so we don't have to do this now because I know we have other things that we want to do as well. But maybe later, I want you to go ahead and define those 5 words. So, what does it look like? What does it feel like? Who's there when you're doing these things? How is it going to show up, when you bring it to the people that you want to bring it to? How do you want to feel in that moment as well? So take some time to define them. What I was telling Jenna earlier was, what's cool about this is your 20 won't change very much, maybe 1 or 2, 3 there. But the funny thing is your 5 will likely change depending on what you're going through in your life. So I know like for me this past year, I've done it about 3 or 4 times, and my 5 has changed. Like 4 out of 5 of them have changed. So as you evolve, so will your work, so will your core, all that stuff. So it's just good to revisit this again. So this is a great exercise for you guys to do if you ever feel stuck.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for letting me do this.
Can I ask you what your do you know what your current top 5 values are right now?
So mine, I actually redid this in my journal. So I'm looking at an old one. I know joy is definitely one of them. Because I think for me, that's something that I had not paid a lot of attention to, just because I got really stuck in the day-to-day. Education or teaching is probably a big one for me. And then I think gratitude, creativity, and connection. Oh man, there might be nature in there too. So I have 6. Yeah, and the thing is, like, when I choose connection, like, you could have one of your values, which could be family, right, and friends or whatever, but connection can also encompass that as you define it, right? So that's kind of cool.
I love that. Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you for doing that. I know Kaitie didn't know anything about Toastmasters when I asked her about this. I just asked her to give a talk related to mindfulness and content creation. But this is a really important, like, perspective that you share about being mindful, having the mindfulness about our own values to really keep us grounded in our purpose and our why. And I think that maybe when things get challenging, that if we can keep that in mind, that this will help us get through those tough times. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
And with that, I know that we kind of on the agenda jumped around just a little bit, but I don't know, Lereva, should we kind of introduce some of the roles? I can take general evaluator if you want to do timer for tabletop.
Okay.
Can you do that?
Sure. Okay, let's continue. Thank you so much. It was a beautiful exercise for me. I love what I put it here. Thank you for making us do this. So now we continue, and I would like to invite the team. Now with the next role, I would like to invite Jenna to introduce her role as a general evaluator.
Yeah.
Yes, Jenna, would you like to introduce your role?
I will, and I'm going to do general evaluator and table topics today. So right after this, I will be doing table topics where I have some categories around mindfulness. So I think Kaitie really put us in a good space where we're thinking we can be mindful about that as we think about our table topics. So for table topics, you'll have 1 to 2 minutes to answer a random question that you're going to choose. And then after table topics, I will move into general evaluation, where I will do an evaluation of this whole meeting. So we could think about how we can, the things that we liked from this meeting and find some takeaways so that we can always keep improving. And that I think is one of the beauty of Toastmasters is we always are open to feedback and evaluation, not as a form of, you know, you're not doing something right, but as a form of personal growth. Because here at Toastmasters, we're all here for our own personal development. And that's what we're here for. Here to support each other with that. And so that's what I will be doing as general evaluator. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you. And would you like to introduce also your role as a table topic master?
Yeah, should we jump right into that or?
No, you introduce it, and I can also introduce the role of the timer.
Yeah, if you can introduce the role of the timer, then I will get straight into those topics that I have.
Okay, good idea. Okay, but as a timer, I will help, in this case, Jenna, to time the timing that we are going to participate in the table topics. The idea is to participate the 1 to 2 minutes, as she mentioned. So you will know, example, let me show you the green signal when you're speaking for 1 minute, and the yellow signal when you're speaking for 1 minute and 30 seconds, and the red signal when you're speaking for 2 minutes. So you have like 30 seconds after the 2 minutes to wrap up in case you speak a little more. So yes, so with that, I would like to invite our club president Jenna to challenge us with table topics. Let's stay centered and focused. Welcome, Jenna.
Thank you. I am now putting on my Table Topics Master hat, and I will be presenting you with some categories to choose from. So you should be seeing my screen that says mindfulness categories. There are 4 of them. One is boosting creativity, and then I have managing perfectionism and self-doubt, deepening audience connection, and then the last one is handling criticism and challenges. And I will be inviting each one of you, including myself, we probably have time for each of us to answer one question. And I tried to order them in order of maybe easiest to most difficult. I don't know if that's 100%. That is not 100% true, but that was because that's my judgment on some of these questions that I came up with. But I will invite you to select a category and a number, and then I will reveal the question to you. Is there anybody here who would like to go first? And I'm going to ask you, Lereva, and I can be your timer.
Yes, please.
Since yes, since you are in Toastmasters and you know the drill for this. So which category and which number would you like?
Yes, I would like, okay, let me see. Boosting creativity 500. Let's go for the most difficult one.
Going for 500. All right. Imagine you're stuck in a creative rut. What mindfulness technique would you try to get unstuck?
Yes, well, thank you for that question. And that happens not often, but it happens more often than I want to. So when I get stuck, is because I have a lot of things in my mind, and it's an expression in Spanish, como gallina sin cabeza. What does it mean? I feel like a chicken without a head. Definitely, that I'm running around everywhere and I need to do thousands of things, but at the same time, I am stuck because I don't know which one I will do. So the technique or the mindful practice that I use is really to pause. And we just talk about about this. And it's very simple. I can sit in my sacred space that I have a nice place for meditation, or just I can just sit whatever place I just there, you know. Sometimes it's even in the stairs because I don't know if I need to go up or down. So just sit. And I don't stand because sometimes I can stay really a little longer than 2, 3 minutes. And when you stand and meditate, you really can fall. That is something because I go deep. So I always sit, even in the stairs, I breathe in. One of the things that, because the thoughts comes in very fast, all these thoughts, all the things, all the to-do list that I need to do. So the thing that I do is really focus in the breath. I teach you focus in that. And sometimes, you know, that I love to count. Sometimes it's just the box breathing that helps me a lot. Like that, it get me focused just in the counting, and it's lovely. I just love it. And after that, I feel a little more relaxed, and I can see very clear my to-do list, and I can choose the priority. As soon as I know and I recognize myself that I am in that state that I am confused, there is becomes more easier to me with for me to just calm down, to focus, and yes, and continue. So that is my practice, and it's very simple. You can do it everywhere, in the stairs, the chair, whatever chair, living room, whatever place where you are, even in a park. So that is my technique. So back to you, Madam Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Lereva. I just realized that I'm on my computer that does not have my red, yellow, green background, so I couldn't find something that was red quick enough. But thank you for that. And I learned, can you help me pronounce that phrase? Is it mo the in cabeza? What's that first
As
word?
gallina. Gallina is like
Gallina.
chicken can
Oh, gallina.
without
I've heard
head.
that.
Yes,
Yes.
gallina sin cabeza. It's an expression of una
Gallina
gallina sin cabeza.
sin
You know that
cabeza.
they
So it's
cut
like
the
you're running
head
around
and they
with
are
a
like that everywhere.
yes. Yes. And that is a great time to pause and get yourself grounded again before moving on. So thank you for that. And thank you for that phrase. I'm going to put my, let's see, I'll put my screen back up and then go back to the board. Let's see. Peter, are you feeling brave enough to try one of these categories for 1 to 2 minutes?
Oh, let's see. I'm not going to go for. I prefer not to go first, but I will participate. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I mean, Kaitie, do you want to try one or would you like me to go?
I can go.
Okay.
See how it goes.
Yeah. Which one would you like?
Like the 500 is really, really hard.
I mean, you heard that last one. That one would have been a piece of cake for you. Mindfulness is your jam.
I know. Okay, so let's do managing perfectionism and self-doubt. And let's go 500. I don't know.
Let's do it. And
Yes.
what we say here in Toastmasters is improv table topics is like a speaking playground. This is your place to try things out. And if it goes well, it goes well. If it doesn't, you just let it go. because Loreva knows that, like, even I've been in Toastmasters for 5 years, and I remember a couple meetings ago, I just struggled through it. But that's why this is a safe place to practice. So here's the question. How do you balance striving for excellence with accepting imperfections in your work?
Do I have to go for a full 2 minutes?
No, you don't. So
I was gonna say, I was like,
Yes, yeah.
as long as you want, you should take
Okay.
up as much space as you want, but Lereva will give you the backgrounds for when you
Okay.
hit 1 minute. The goal is to try and get to the green.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. So how do you balance striving for excellence with accepting imperfections in your work? Um, I've always had the mentality that um, some work is good work. So I think the idea, knowing that we are never in a perfect state, right? I think kind of like what I said earlier, that it's never, you can always want to do something and say it's not the right time because of X, Y, and Z, but it will never always 100% be the right time. So I think going along with that idea is that knowing that your work is great in itself and that perfection is in the eye of the beholder. Let's say that. I guess. I don't know. Did I even make it to a minute? I don't even know. Probably not. Like
1 minute.
I
Good.
did? Okay.
1 minute. Good.
Good job. Yes, I totally agree. When you say some work is good work, sometimes you just have to do it. And there are lessons to be learned even if it isn't great, right? Once you complete that piece of work, you step back and take a look at it, and then you start to notice what you could have done better for next time. So, no matter what you do, as long as you did that product, it's a stepping stone to the next place for you. And that's the beauty of it. And so I've learned that sometimes we really just need to let go of perfectionism because you're right. It's in the eye of the beholder. So you're striving for, there's no perfect. There's always a way to keep evolving and keep getting better. So thank you for that response. All right. You did it. Oh, wait, what am I sharing? I'm probably not I'm sharing my other screen. So let's try this one more time. This is what I want to share. Peter, are you ready to choose a category?
Sure.
Okay, what would you like?
Which category was the last one in?
Managing perfectionism and self-doubt.
Okay. Um, think handling criticism and challenges for 400.
All right. Imagine you're facing a major creative setback. Well, this is kind of like the other one. What mindfulness strategy would help you regain perspective?
Well, I use a variety of techniques. I use TM daily, twice a day for 20 minutes. I was trained in that, and there's an app that helps you with a timer. I find that restorative. I usually do it about noon and 10 or noon and 9. Um, and I also use, for what it's worth, I've never really kind of been into the meditation apps, but I've been using one called Calm recently, which you probably know. Um, and I think the can you put the slide up again? Would you
Yeah,
mind?
I can.
Okay. Yeah. I think deep breathing is I actually block out an hour a day, and the first 20 to 30 minutes I do deep, box breathing, and then a session of TM, which is focused on a mantra, a specific mantra. And breathing actually is not part of the traditional practice of TM. So there's two different things. They help. So I think to the earlier point about regaining perspective is is the attitude towards how much confidence you approach your work with and your experience level. And I think that you can um, have confidence in your work. I mean, ultimately, if you have clients, and everybody has clients, whether they're, internal, external, whatever, if they're happy, then, you should be happy about it. Sometimes we're our own worst critics, however, and sometimes we're too hard on ourselves. So I see I'm red, so I'm going to stop talking.
Hey, great job. And you definitely took up space. We like it when you take up space here in Toastmasters. You said a lot of really great things in there, but the one big one that I took away is like we are our own like our biggest critics. And sometimes I think that we have to remember that. That is definitely something I have to remind myself of all the time and not let that get you down. So thank you. Thank you for table topics. And then looking at the time, I think we're just going to move right on. I just want to thank all of you for participating in those very thoughtful mindfulness questions that we had today. And with that, I'm going to move right into the general evaluation section. And before I give an evaluation of how the meeting went, oh yeah, I know Kaitie is going to a class, so I think she had to, oh no, she said she had a blackout, so that's why she left. So we'll see if she comes back or not. But I would like to go over to Lereva to see how was our timing for table topics today.
Yes, for table topics, my report is like Kaitie, she spoke for 1 minute, and Peter did very well. He spoke for 2 minutes and 36 seconds. So still he used the full time and a little the extra grace time. So it's very good. And for the first time in practicing here in our club, it's very good. So thank you. And back to you.
Thank you.
Yes, and your time, Lereva, was 2 minutes and 24 seconds. So you took up space and you were under that 30-second grace period right there.
Wonderful.
And that's just something that we work on here in Toastmasters is our timing. And that's why we have that role. So thank you. We're very appreciative of that. Some of the roles, just so that you know, Peter, that we didn't, because today was a smaller meeting, some of our other members couldn't make it today. Sometimes we have grammarian, sometimes we have the counter. So it's interesting, especially when they're
Heard of that, yeah.
counting our ahs, you knows, so minus so and so but that's what we do here, and we give feedback to one another just so that we can improve and be mindful about that for the next time that we come into a meeting. And I'm just going to roll right into my evaluation of the meeting. I just want to especially thank Lereva for helping put together the agenda and getting us all together in this meeting, and I'm very thankful. I'll send Kaitie a text. Oh, here she comes. I will thank her as soon as she gets in for agreeing to be at this meeting. Let's see, is she going to show up? Here she is. Kaitie, you're here. I just wanted to thank you for agreeing to be our guest speaker, especially without having any knowledge. I texted her, and then a couple of days later, she texted me back saying that she should just do it. And I think sometimes when we get invitations, sometimes just saying yes to it is there's some power in that. And Kaitie, I hope you learned something from us because we definitely learned from you. And now I have my 5 values that I are my top priority right now. So I hope that you out there or any of you who are watching this have made your list of 20 values and whittled that down to 5 and then take that with you and see how that can help you in your content creation. And then also notice if it does change over time, which I'm sure that those 5 will. I already know that they will for me. So thank you all for being here today. And let's see, I think moving forward, are going to try really hard to, if you know anybody who could really benefit from Toastmasters, let us know because we would love to have them join this club. And if we can get more people interested in this and they can see the value of how practicing in a safe space like this can help you in your content creation, we would love any of you to be a part of this community. So thank you, Peter, for being here. Thank you, Kaitie, for joining. And I hope that maybe you'll want to come back and visit us sometime. And with
Yeah, do you
that,
have is there a website for is it a chapter?
yeah, it is. We're a pretty new chapter. So we've been trying to build and then, we get people in and priorities change. But here, let's see. Um,
Here I share the links that we have. I think
oh
we're
yeah.
on LinkedIn, our page. Oh, it's not LinkedIn here. Let me check. Maybe update the.
Oh,
Oh,
it's
it's the
in the
job.
I say it's
Yeah.
on the meetup.
Yeah.
Right. Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, I
So,
see.
oh, thank you. She put it into the chat. So that's kind of that is the structure of Toastmasters. We have an agenda that we follow. That way, if you actually, it's helped me in managing meetings at work. So I think there's a lot of value that we do have in Toastmasters. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to Lereba, our Toastmaster.
Yes, thank you so much. In this case, we would like always to hear from our guest. So please, yes, feedback is very welcome. So I wonder, Kaitie? I got it. Kaitie, could you give us a feedback? What do you think about the meeting? What do you like or what you would like to see in a meeting like this?
Honestly, I had no expectations. I love that you guys are actually it's very formal. Like you guys had a beautiful agenda with the introductions and everything. So I love that portion. And I love that you have the guest speaker and the challenges of like, yeah. So I feel like today was great because it is really hard to think on your feet and be able, I think that's like one of the things that I struggle with a lot as well as the idea of imposter syndrome and the like having to answer that question and try to make it as fluid as possible is it was difficult for me. I'll say that, and I definitely want to get stronger. So I think that that was a great little exercise, and I love that it tied in with the topics as well. So.
Thank you so much for participating and for giving us your feedback because that is important for us and for the amazing, definitely speech and activity that you gave us and the meditation. Oh, that was a treat for us. Thank
Oh,
you. And I hope to see you back. Like Jana say, we're really welcoming back here. So
Thank
thank you. And now, Peter, we would like also to hear your feedback about the meeting. What do you like?
Sure.
What
I was intrigued for several reasons when I saw this. One, for Toastmasters, because I've been curious about Toastmasters over the years, and I've wanted to learn more. The second is I am a content creator, and the third is, meditation. So that was what was valuable to me. And so I enjoyed everyone's experience. The way you related it. I think that was well done. And yeah, that's really all I would say.
Perfect, both. Thank you, Peter. Always happy to have you here. It was very interesting to see that you have the same the backgrounds that we have, and you are here with us. And we would love to see you more often, because I think maybe you have more experience. Definitely, you have more experience than us. So sometimes sharing also helps to create, for you and for us. So that is something that will be nice to see you. But thank you everyone for this meeting, and for my fellow Toastmaster, Jenna, thank you. We did a great job, you and me, in our meeting. Most of the time we have all the team together, and sometimes it was a small team tonight, but it was a very nicely one. I enjoyed our meeting. So I just want to say at the end, as we conclude tonight's meeting, I encourage you to carry the spirit of mindfulness into your content creation journey. Remember, sometimes the best ideas come in moments of stillness. So thank you, and this meeting is adjourned.
Thank you. Thank you all for being here. That was great.